Hi, I'm Molly from Wild Olive, and in this video, I'll be showing you how water-soluble stabilizer or stick and stitch embroidery patterns work. Let's get started.
People will often see me stitching like this, and they ask me, what is that stuff? What is that material that is on your fabric? What is that you are stitching on? And what they are talking about is this that you see around that has the pattern printed on it. And what that essentially is a water-soluble stabilizer. And it's often referred to now, you'll see it as stick and stitch. I sell some of these stick and stitch packs in my shop, and these are pre-printed on a water-soluble stabilizer so that it makes it so much easier to stitch. What you have is the material, it has a pattern, you peel it, stick it onto whatever you are embroidering on, and embroider through the design, and then it's gonna dissolve in water. So let me show you how this works. I find this type of pattern marking material really useful for large designs because you can print on the water-soluble stabilizer and there's no tracing. It's also especially useful on darker fabrics or on things like felt, as I was doing with that musical note embroidery. So with the patterns, you just peel it off of the paper like so and press it onto whatever you are stitching on, wherever you like. Like adding embroidery to clothes is so much easier this way. So now I have the pattern on here and you can see the design. Sometimes on darker fabric, the pattern is still a little harder to see, but much easier than trying to trace on this. You wouldn't be able to trace onto denim. It's too thick to see through, even with a light box. So now I have my ladybug pattern here and I can start stitching. So you can see I'm just stitching through the stick and stitch pattern and the fabric of the jacket. And the pattern on the material is really just acting as a pattern there. It's not, it is a stabilizer in one sense, and on stretchy fabrics it works that way. But in this particular case, it is just here to hold that pattern in place and make it visible on this thick, dark fabric.
All right, when your embroidery is all finished, you are going to soak it in some water. And I usually like to use lukewarm water. In the event that you have been stitching on felt, you should use cool water, especially wool felt. Cool water is better for that. So I'm just going to submerge this. And little pro tip here, it's actually best if you can soak an entire garment or piece of material because sometimes you will get some water lines on the fabric and that's not ideal for whatever you are embroidering on. And this takes a little while for it to work out, to work the water into the water soluble stabilizer. But if you leave it to soak for a while, and sometimes I'll leave it just partially submerged like this and then fully submerge it later, but it will start to dissolve the water soluble stabilizer. Warmer water does this faster, but as I said, it's usually better to have it be more like lukewarm water. After this has dissolved, I usually like to rinse it under a faucet, sometimes on high blast, and that helps remove any remaining little bits that are there. The other thing you want to remember is sometimes if you have printed your own patterns, or even sometimes with patterns that you buy, if you find that there's any remaining ink, whether it's soaked into the embroidery floss or little flecks that are left on your material, generally blasting it under a faucet will help remove any remaining bits of that. Sometimes you might even want to rinse it from the back side, and that will help any things to like run out through onto the front of your embroidery. You can see how much this is already coming apart, and this has just been in here for about a minute and a half or 2 minutes. After soaking and rinsing the embroidery, I usually squeeze the extra water out between some layers of a fluffy towel. And if I've stitched on felt, I lay it flat to dry, otherwise, I will hang it up. In the case of this jacket, because it's so large, after I finished the soaking, a little bit of rinsing. I put it in the washer on a rinse and spin cycle so that it would clear away any remaining residue or anything and also get rid of the excess water. And then it was hung to dry. So now you can see only the embroidery remains and it's ready to wear. Okay, a few last tips when working with stick and stitch patterns. First of all, remember these are water soluble. So if they get wet, even just a little bit, they will start to dissolve. And that's going to ruin them until you're using them, of course. And then remember also that there's moisture in the air. So sometimes leaving these out in the air will cause the material to shrink just a little bit. It's still usable, but it's really best to keep these stored in an airtight bag. Then, if you're going to be embroidering on wool or wool blend felt, you should always pre soak the felt before you start stitching. That's going to eliminate any nasty surprises of your felt shrinking after you just rinse away the stick and stitch. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful as you use stick and stitch embroidery patterns. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I am always happy to help. And be sure to like and subscribe for more embroidery videos and super cute stitching.